Alright, hello YouTube family. Hello everybody. Marcel Coenen here from the Netherlands. And well, Saturday night, Saturday evening here in the Netherlands. It is 7 o'clock, just went. So from 7 till about 8:30 I'll do a live stream for you guys. Play some songs out of my albums. This one was from the X, this album right here. And this is really the CD version. You can still buy this at the VIP Arts website. There's a link on my Facebook wall, so go there, Marcel Coenen Official, or just find me as the private account, doesn't matter. But anyway, that's where you can find the physical albums. But of course, they also are on all the streaming platforms. So you also could hear this original song on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, name them all. They're really everywhere. So iTunes, it's really available everywhere, so check it out. Anyway, that was from the album The X, so my latest release that came out in March 2024, and the CD version I had already in January, so it was a bit earlier. And I will start also doing my rewards soon from the Kickstarter campaign, because I had no time really. It was crazy the last weeks. But the coming time I will start up and do all the calculations and contact the people for the live shows and etc. guitar lessons, stuff like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this was from the X. That was the song "Can You Feel It Now," and it was sung by Ollie Oldenburg. And Ollie sings also the song "Do or Die." That's on my Guitar Talk release, and that song sounds like this.
They
was a very old song that I wrote, I think, back in 1989. And that's the basic riff was totally inspired from bands like Impolitory, like the beginning, the first EP that had some riff like this. This is the riff from. So I'm using these kind of chords. This I'm using. Tension, yeah. I mean, I press, of course, because else I don't get a sound. But I press that hard that I can get a tone, and not harder. So it doesn't matter, you know. It's not used. You don't need to, you know. And I just press till I have tone. So like there I have tone. So it's okay, you know. And then I can use this kind of things. And that's easier. Then they don't have to press really hard. I mean, the hard pressing I do sometimes open chords, like there I press a bit harder. Yeah, sometimes that's a bit more tensionous, but in general I play light, and that's totally so I can do all these shredding things, you know, like if I have to do big steps like this. That's a pentatonic lick. Just in a few octaves. And this kind of stuff I use all the time. And that kind of stuff, that's for me light playing. It's really not that rocket science, but it's just like how I feel, you know, that it has tone. And I think that's a main key of playing fast, to be honest. When you press too hard, it won't sound right too. I mean, I have jumbo frets, and if I press harder, it don't go so that's not good. So I keep always a lower tension, just also that the tone is key. So that basically. And yeah, it's just a matter of practicing, man. I practice really for 7 years, maybe 10 hours a day, something like that when I was younger, and that's where it came. You know, that's all there is. So Do or Die was from Guitar Talk, and that's an album I made in the Corona time, because in the Corona time I had nothing to do, and there I was like, okay, let me re-record Guitar Talk. And Guitar Talk is an album that I actually released the old version in 2003 over Lion Music. And yeah, that's I was never too happy with the sound, because it was all, you know, done on a drum machine, and the bass came out of a box, and the keyboards also. That was all programmed, you know, and I just played my guitar over that, to be honest. And yeah, now I let everything play by real musicians, and that sounds a bit better in my opinion. That's what the songs do justice. And especially songs like Mora got a big upgrade in my opinion. That sounds now the way I want to have it sound. And I'll do it just to let you hear a good instrumental. A popular one. Alright, that was Moira, a song also from the Guitar Talk album. And also those are all on all streaming platforms, so check them out there, or buy it still. You can also still buy this one as a CD version on via P-Arts. Via P-Arts is a website of a friend of mine, and he has a web shop and sells all over the world, so you can just buy it there and get it delivered at your door, so that's cool. Anyway, going further to an album that's called Color Journey, and this one there it is. Yeah, I have the albums all standing there. So this is my second album that came out in 2006, and it's called Color Journey. You see it there, and this album is also a mix album with instrumentals, but also songs with vocals. And a good vocalist that I worked with there is Mike Anderson. And Mike Anderson I got to know to his band Cloudscape, playing on a festival, and to an old radio station I was part of, and that was Seismic Radio back in the day. And well, now I'm already DJing for many years on Metal Messiah Radio, which I'm wearing also the t-shirt from. So that's the radio station I'm DJing at every Thursday night, so from 10 till 1. So that's metalmessiahradio.com. Just if you want to hear some cool metal stuff, then join the show there. Anyway, that's a different story. But there I met at the Seismic Radio, the previous station I was at. I met Mike, and Mike sent me then a track from Cloudscape, his band, to play on the radio. And yeah, I heard that. I was like, whoa, cool stuff. And I really liked that Cloudscape track. So and that's why I asked him to sing on my record. And he did the song "Waiting." That's on Color Journey. So I will play that one for you guys now. And it has also a keyboard solo by Bob Canciones. He was in Firewind back then. That was Waiting from Color Journey with Mike Anderson on the vocals, Spike Mulders on the drums. Spike is still playing with me together in the Art of Pantera. So we do a Pantera tribute um, here in the Netherlands and sometimes Belgium and Germany and yeah, so around this era. Pretty cool stuff to play if you ask me. Dimebag stuff is pretty neat. So that's what I like as well. But this is more the power metal kind of side of me, a little bit proggy too, and that's what my music is more about. So a real progressive song that I did on Color Journey was a song with almost all my Suncage members back then. So it was Paul Villarreal on the vocals. You had Roel van Helden playing the drums. And back then he was the drummer of Suncage, and nowadays he's playing with Powerwolf already for many years. But back then he was with Suncaged. And me on guitar, of course, I wrote the song, and René Kroon on the keyboards. And that was basically Suncaged. The only other factor was the bass player. That was Richard Ritterbeeks, who plays already on my albums like everywhere, to be honest. But this is a song called Patron Saint, and that's a pretty proggy song. Check it out.
Staring out my window, I see the light. It's fading, moving on to shine for someone right. The moment isn't waiting for me. But how about one more chance? Just give me one more day. Don't give up on me. How can I make you see? Make you see that I'm the one you need. Pray to my patron saint. Tempted by the endless wait, follow mediocrity. Humble now, won't you absolve me and wash away all this I'm not like him at all, a victim of the fall. I'm still the fire burns on vain desire. The flames rise higher. Take me there. I'll pay
That was a proggy song, right? A little bit strange chords in there, like this one that I really like. I like these kind of Holsworthy chords. Like I fucking love the sound of that. Two notes very close to each other, and then one far away. And that's what I think is always cool. And then I just change the basses around. So F, then C, and then D. But I keep the form of the chord the same. And this is what I use in the song. So that's pretty cool. And some riffs are really strange, like that. Kind of stuff. It's pretty weird, like how that's written, all just bars that got connected and then turned around and stuff. Yeah, but I kind of like to write like that. I did a lot with Suncage too, and Suncage was a band that really did a lot of those stuff in the past. And that was my prog metal band for many years. Before that, Limo Voice, of course, but. Yeah, Suncage was really, I think, the band that explored the most possibilities actually in styles that we could. So we could really do from fusion to death metal to everything, you know. And that fits us pretty good. So we could do all that shit and build something great with that. So to give an example of a real proggy song from Suncaged. And that's Departing Words, and that's a song that I kind of like because it has a certain groove that I think is pretty cool. And that's of course the same singer, almost the same band actually than you just heard on the song, but then as Suncaged. So here it is, Departing Words. Pretty tough, like that's really like to play that right. That's like switching many strings and stuff, yeah, but I kind of like to write always challenging things, and this is really something that that is pretty challenging to play. It's yeah, Suncage did challenging stuff. We really played difficult stuff sometimes, and yeah, this was a pretty damn piece. Anyway, that was Departing Words from Suncage. The song before, by the way, was from this album. And this album, Color Journey, that's my second solo album. And there was also a song with Paul Villery on that I played before this Suncage song. So there you have the answer. So it's on Color Journey. It's also on Spotify, iTunes title. So look it up there. It's called Patron Saint. So that's the song number 3 on the album. So yeah, check it out. Anyway, that's a bit the prog metal section of the show. Gonna do a little bit of a new album again, and this might also some Limo Voice fans surprise, because I managed to get Gregor van der Loo singing this, and Gregor is yeah, I mean he loves, you know, doing this and stuff, and so yeah, I just asked him, and he said yes, and this is the result. That's called where is it? Here, An Unfairy Tale.
One minute
Gregor van der Loo singing that one, the old Limo Voice singer. And people that know Limo Voice from my past might be surprised to hear on the X his voice, because he didn't sing for a long time, but he worked on his own project, his Grace Rooms, which is a little bit more spacey music. He does a lot with synthesizers nowadays, a little bit, and that's also a Tentacles kind of vibe. Pretty cool stuff, by the way. But yeah, check it out, definitely. But it's something different than Limo Voice, of course. But yeah, I mean, this song too. This is just a song that I had that was a little bit different. The chords like strange, like a 9 chord, but then it added. I mean, I barred the pinky, so it's really like, and then I just changed the bass out to an A. So these are the first chords. And I use the open chord too, like a power chord with an open string. And then D in the bass, D again, and then B flat in the bass. And that's basically the chordal scheme, and it ends on this, which is beautiful chord. It's more like a 9. That's the 3, and there's a 7. So it's a minor 9 chord. So that's basically what it is. Pretty cool stuff, and yeah, these are chords that I like to write with, that you just heard in the song. So I got some instrumentals too, mainly Guitar Talk has a lot of it. Sorry, instrumentals, but also Color Journey had one, a real bitch, to say it like that. I find it still a very difficult song to play, but I'm gonna give it a try, I'm gonna give it a shot. And this is New Race. That's a tough pitch to play, but yeah, sometimes my arm, and it happens now too, it's like the blood's not going through that well, and I notice then you get tingling in the fingers, and that's not good when you're playing these kind of runs. It's so I had to let stream the blood a little bit back, but yeah, these are typical things that I play. You know, like all these shredding kind of licks in this song, and New Race is a pretty bitch to play. It has a lot of crazy things in there, like in the chorus, that little. This is a pretty on the tempo. That's yeah, a pretty nasty. It has a double lead, so this the other voice is higher. So that's I think it's a third higher. So in the scale, and yeah, that's New Race. So it's full of all that kind of shit. And these are instrumentals that I kind of like to play, you know, like a bit challenging stuff. And I had also an album in 2023 called Resurrection. That was actually a result of my heart attack that I suffered in 22. And yeah, I mean, I got out 21. It was, by the way, and I got really. I mean, I was lucky that I survived. So, and because of that, I made Resurrection to actually write off my experiences and stuff, and that was a good song from that that I think is also with a different sound that I'm playing, because I'm using more of an Eric Johnson approach there, a little bit another sound like. Minded, but check this one out. This is Antishophobia. So obviously a lot different music than I normally make, but I kind of like this style too. I'm a big Eric Johnson fanboy, and love his playing too. And yeah, this was my attempt of a bit Eric Johnson I like playing, but just in my style, to be honest. But I like this kind of idea, you know, with the arpeggios, like basically around the D chord. So for this, I have to use my ring finger. I have to do that to be able to play that. Here I switch to the ring finger to place the ring finger there. I do this all the time, so it's really and that's how I can separate the notes and play it clean. That's sometimes I have to do things like turning your fingers around to make it possible. So, and this is one of these little things that has that. Hendrix-esque, yeah. I mean, I guess Eric Johnson is a big Hendrix favorite guitar player. I mean, myself, I didn't listen that much to Jimi Hendrix, but I have some favorite songs of his for sure. But I'm more of the aftermath of that. So Eric Johnson, Steve Morse, Ingwe, of course. These kind of guitar players were more my influence in well, and that's where also this kind of stuff. I like these open chords. This is Hendrix, sometimes I like creating that kind of vibe too, and it's not only about the metal, but mostly is. I do one last track, and this will be a Sun Cage one. Yeah, I know it's because the microphone is here. I mean, it's totally up, but yeah, for some reason it doesn't catch my voice that well because it's a dynamic mic. But yeah, sorry for that. I have to find a solution for this anyway. But yeah, maybe I have to do the mix different. I have to check it out. But anyway, I'm gonna change to a different sound again because for Sun Cage stuff I have to change my sound. And this is a proggy song from Sun Cage is a prog metal band, so it kind of fits. Huh? I don't have a volume pedal, so I can't do that one. Shit, didn't think about that. Let's see. But I can do... I guess I can do Bloodlines. Bloodlines is a song from Artemisia that has a lot of cool chords and a little bit of Queen Strikers vibe. So people that like that kind of style, keep listening.
a germinating seed in this fertile mind. With a hand that is brown and a
Artemisia album Suncage. Check that out, man. That's also Spotify, iTunes, everything. I think I have it here. Not? No, I don't. No. Yeah, I think I have a copy next door or something. But that album is still available on Line Music as a physical album. So if you want to buy it, go ahead. But you can also listen to it, of course, at all the streaming platforms. Suncage, that's my prog metal band that I had for many years. Not around anymore, to be honest. So that's why I'm doing my solo work nowadays. But yeah, that's where that came from. We made 3 albums. So the first album, Suncage, that was released in 2003. The second one, Artemisia, where I just played the song from, was 2007. And then we have the Lotus Effect, which was our last, and that's from 2011. So yeah, those are the albums I'm most proud of, to be honest. These are really cool stuff. And of course, it sounds a bit like Limo Voice, because in Limo Voice I was also one of the main writers, and of course in Suncage too. So of course it's my typical writing style that comes there a little bit in, so it makes sense, yes. And I think especially things like these chords, like that's kind of like what was it? Haven't played this for ages, man. I have to think like, whoa, what was it again? I mean, this is Insights is a record that we did in '96, so that's pretty long time ago. I think next year that goes 30 years old. So that's pretty. I mean, you can see my rimples and stuff. It's getting there, but yeah, that came definitely in these chords. There's a lot of stuff like that on Insights. And I mean, it was bad because there was Dream Theater, and everybody thought like we sounded like Dream Theater, but I think Limo Voice does sound nothing like Dream Theater. We had lots of different stuff going on, especially compared nowadays. If I listen to what Limo Voice and also Suncage did, we were kind of different. We did other stuff, and but yeah, I mean, of course you will get related to that, because of course these are Dream Theater is the biggest band, of course, out there, and that's what always happens, you know. And yeah, a lot of cool stuff. The sound that you hear is coming from my Fractal FM9. And I have an XFX set up for live, so the XFX 3 with the FC12 floorboard and 2 expression pedals I have for live use, and that goes to a power amp. I think it's a Matrix GT1000 that I use, and that goes into a 4x12 speaker cabinet from Marcel, just for my own hearing. But the front of house gets 2 XLRs out from the XFX. And that's the same sound that I have here. So this is the sound that I also send out to the PA. My basic rhythm sound, my lead sound. My clean sound. Love it. It's really nice sound. And I have a rhythm soft. It's more like a plexi kind of a sound. The Wet Season, that's intro, is like this. But you have this. still based of pentatonic IDs actually. These are chords that I really have from Eric Johnson's, but there's also a little bit, my influence there. I mean, of course, Eric came from Hendrix, so it's kind of related there, yeah. But yeah, it's cool stuff. I really like that. Yeah, basically that's my basic setup sound, and it's all fractal world, and I like that. I mean, it's like I was all the years I was a tube amp user, you know, like I had Laney's in the past, I had EVH, I had a Marshall, I had all kind of stuff, and to be honest, it was hurting my back always to carry that stuff, and the older I get and the more modern. I mean, here in the XFX, my old rig is in. So it's really my old rig that I had back in the 90s. That was a Marshall JMP1 preamp, the golden, and that went to a Roxman Ripley fax. There I did some heavy EQing too in the sound, and that went to a Mr. Boogie power amp, and then into a 4x12 Marshall. And that was my basic sound that I used on the Suncage albums, basically, yeah. And yeah, that's really all now programmed in the XFX the same way, because the XFX has the JMP1 modeled in there. So the JMP1 sounds really like this. Actually, it sounds like it sounds. Why? Okay, it sounds more like this without the EQ, because the EQ. There's a lot. This is without the EQ, just the JMP1. Also pretty good sound, right? But the EQ does this. And that's just pimping up the frequencies a little bit, that it sounds more. And that's what I did also in the past with my Replifax. So a little bit the same settings that I really copied from the albums to hear back and program the sound that way. And also my IR settings. Impulse responses, they are especially the speakers that I used back in the day. So that's what these were, the 75 watts, the GT75, the G75, I think the selections, they were in my cabinet, so standard cabinet. And later I changed two of them out to V30s. So I have now the cabinet, I have now still the Marshall, but the 75 and the Vintage 30 on the other side, and that is really given the sound. But this is just the GT75, and here you hear the V30 coming in. So that actually, and yeah, that's basically my setup. And yeah, so thank you all for listening to this live stream. And this was a 1.5 hour live stream. So thank you for joining in, and see you next time. So I will do these regularly and play some different songs. So yeah, you can always see something new probably. And I did a lot of proggy stuff today, some more Suncage stuff, and yeah, that's basically what it is. My beloved Boel guitars, it's yeah, still my absolute favorite. Hubul was the guy that made this for me back in, I think it was 2005, 2006. I don't know, it's a time ago. So and it has a great sound. It's a great sounding guitar, great playing guitar, looks great in my opinion, and it is what it is. So see you later. Bye bye. Cheers and hands above the blankets, I would say. Bye bye.